Hello, my name is Beth Megill. I am a certified language of dance specialist, and I'm going to lead you through a guided movement exploration, exploring the concept of change of support and the different parts of the body. To begin, start lying on your back, breathing in stillness. Sense the imprint of your body against the floor. You can envision yourself lying in sand, cradled by the floor and pressing against the earth. As you do this, notice the edges of you, your outline, and bring keen awareness to the sensitivity of your skin. One more deep breath in and out. And then rolling to your right side. Take this slowly and notice and sense the inch by inch progression of rolling to your right side. Take a breath there. And then roll back to your back. And do this a few times just to your right side, rolling to support on the right side of your torso. How do you organize your body to help make that happen? And how can you smooth the roll as much as possible? And rolling back to your back. And you can do this in your own timing, rolling to the right side of the torso, and then returning by rolling back to your back body, supporting on the back of the torso. Once or twice more, rolling to the right, and get a good sense of how that rolling sensation feels to change your support from your back body to the right side of your body. Coming back to center, we explored now rolling to the left side of your body, and notice again the sensitivity of the skin as you roll over to that left side of the torso. How does the left side of the torso support you? Maybe there are other body parts that are also supporting you here, but they might be playing a secondary role. So we're exploring that primary support, rolling from the back body to the left side torso, and then returning to the back of the torso. And you can do this quickly or slowly, and just playing. And then you can play from the right side to the left side, rolling, nice big half roll over the back body to arrive on the left, and a half roll to the right. And we consider this rolling to the left and to the right. And come center. If you have space, and you might need to adjust, now let's roll all the way onto your front body, the belly, the front of your torso. And feel that the front of your torso carries the majority of the weight. You might have your hands or your legs supporting secondarily, but they aren't the primary focus. And then using your hands to press you up, explore folding back into child's pose in yoga or tabletop. And then coming back forward to lie on your belly. And then again, peeling off to support on your hands and knees, then back to your belly. And now play with all of these transitions, rolling from surface to surface on the torso, and then pressing back onto your knees. And notice the difference between a rolling sensation and then when we start to press back onto the knees, now we've put ourselves in a different position where we might be able to crawl. And we call this stepping. Even if you're not on your feet, when you are stepping and changing your support from distal body part to distal body part, we identify that as stepping, and we contrast that with rolling, which is a gradual progression across the surface of the body, changing support continually to create that supported rotation. So we're noticing the difference between stepping and rolling, and we're exploring and we're asking questions, and often there will be combined forms as we change our support, and that's okay too. So it doesn't have to always be pure, but we want to start to build our awareness of what actually has to happen in order for us to change our support from the torso to the knees. You can explore also moving into the hands and feet, just exploring all different actions, any action to change your support to a new body part. Now, as we do this, we want to explore how changing to different body parts creates different configurations in the body. So what other body parts do you feel comfortable supporting on? Perhaps you feel comfortable supporting on your hips, or maybe just the right hip or the left hip. Or maybe you can press up to the shoulders in a shoulder stand, or maybe you enjoy supporting on the elbows, or crouched up into what yogis called crow pose, where you're in a little ball and balancing on your forearms or your arms. And you might find that you can count the number of supports. So you might be supporting on one body part, like your back body would be identified as the back of your torso is one body part. Or you might roll to your belly and lift up your arms and legs like Superman. That would still be one body part. But then what would happen if you were on hands and knees? How many supports do we have there? And then you might lift one arm up or one leg up to support on 3 body parts or 2. And you might even shift to stand on one foot or the other. And although we're early in this guided exploration, if you're already warm, you might do a one-handed moment of support or supporting on both hands. And then let that go, and let's rest on our back body again. Take a deep breath. You may notice the effort that's involved when we explore change of support. It requires a lot of our core, and it also requires the engagement of the entirety of the limbs, if we support on the limbs in the low level especially. It asks stability in the shoulders, groundedness, mobility in the spine. So it really is an excellent warm-up, which is why if you study other forms of contemporary dance or the Bartenia fundamentals, certainly, all of that focuses on the core and how the central body moves in order to change our supports and shift us around through the developmental patterns. Now let that go. So we can begin to play with time. How are you exploring and experiencing time as you transition? If you take a long time to transition from your back body to your side, how does that sense? And then what if you go quickly returning to your back. So let's explore the contrast between slow changes of support and quick changes of support. Slow changes of support and quick. You can also experience medium tempo. You could even explore a pulse. So taking 4 counts to change. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 2 counts. 1, 2, and 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now 1 count. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. How about half counts? 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. And then experience yourself returning to a seated position. And notice how the hips support you there. The hips are structured, evenly balanced against the earth. Your hands can be down by your sides, and then experience sliding one hand to the side to lie you down on your side. So sliding is another method of changing support. And then coming back to center, and then sliding to the left, and coming back to center. And play with a combination of sliding and rolling, sliding and rolling, sliding and rolling. Depending on your surface, this can be easier or harder. So just do what you can to explore. And then feel free to include any stepping in there. So you're sliding and rolling and stepping, sliding and rolling and stepping. Bringing awareness to each moment. If we choose, we can also use these changes of support to locomote through space. So perhaps you're ready to travel some distance. Could be forward, back, to the side, on a diagonal, any pathway, straight pathway, curved pathway, circular pathway, meandering pathway. But feel that this change of support process, if repeated enough, can produce traveling. But we want the emphasis to still remain on changing the support. You might bear crawl forward or back, crawl on your hands and knees. You could do little mini inversions to travel you one direction or the other. And when you use your hands and your feet or your knees and your elbows, any distal to mid-distal part of the limb, we call all of that stepping. When we're rolling through the mid-body, then we consider that a rolling process. And if we're sliding, as we all know, then we have a sliding change of support. And let's come now to the feet and consider the most common form of changing support, perhaps walking. Stepping from foot to foot has its own special symbolic representation to indicate that it is stepping specifically with the feet, because it is so common, certainly in dance, so frequently used. It has its own symbol. So now experience walking. And and coming to stillness to review one final time. Lowering down to the ground, experience how you lower to change your support. Did you decide to roll? Did you step? Did you slide? And then rolling along the torso, feeling either somersaulting forward and back or rolling right and left. And then changing supports to multiple supports, perhaps elbows and knees, hands and feet. You could do shoulders and feet as well, one shoulder and both feet. Sometimes you transition quickly, sometimes you transition slowly. Sometimes you allow these changes of support to travel you through space along a pathway. And sometimes you stand to your feet and use your feet to step, to walk. Walking perhaps in place or on a pathway. Thank you so much for being here with me today. The more you explore change of support, the more comfortable it becomes. Certainly, there is a degree of conditioning required over time. So if you feel unfamiliar with supporting on your hands, for instance, it can take some time to build up stability in the shoulder girdle and the elbows, and strength in the arms to support, in the pectorals and back body. So take these explorations slowly and return to them frequently to get the most out of them. Thank you so much. I look forward to next time. This is Beth Megill and LOD&T.